Once upon a time, there was a little seed sitting on top of a stone, all alone. The little seed was so tiny that no one really noticed it at all. No one could have imagined something so small would ever amount to much of anything. After all, it was a little more than a speck. But in its heart, that little seed knew that little though it was something special, and it couldn't wait to be noticed and show the world what one little seed could do. One day, a small breeze lifted the tiny seed up and knocked it to the ground, where it rolled into some dirt. It didn't seem like things could get any worse for that little seed, but that little seed just kept on believing it would do big things. And then a light rain began to fall. By the time the sun started to shine, the little seed was covered with dirt, and it had started to feel a little strange. Imagine its surprise when it started to sprout tiny arms, first popping out through its now cracked shell and working their way up, ever reaching for the sunshine and the sky as they grew in strength and increased in number. Before long, that tiny little seed had grown tall and strong, hearty and full as it reached out to share the happiness of its bright yellow flowers with everyone who passed by. As its flowers began to fade, they began to drop hundreds of tiny seeds all of their own, all as tiny as the original seed, each knowing that all it had to do was have a little bit of faith to accomplish great big things and help encourage others to do the same too. And that's exactly how Mustard Seed Ministries got its start in St. Lucie County. In 1986, a group of churches decided that alone they were too small to help serve all the needs of a growing community. But with a little faith and cooperation, they could move mountains. Today, Mustard Seed has grown in size and scope, but the mission is still the same. It's about working together and sharing our gifts to meet all the needs of the people of St. Lucie County. What happens when a whole bunch of tiny seeds and individuals come together, are nurtured, enjoy a little sunshine, and believe in the goodness of the world? Well, let's take a look. Every day is a busy day at Mustard Seed. There are 2 locations, each with a very busy food pantry where individuals and families can pick up healthy, nutritious food, because we all know how hard it is sometimes to make ends meet. In the summertime when school's out and so many children of our community don't have access to free and reduced cost breakfast and lunches, there is also a summer food program at Mustard Seed. But that's not all. Mustard Seed has volunteers who have created a container garden on site at one of our 2 locations. So when individuals and families make use of the food pantry, every effort is made to provide locally grown, seasonal, and fresh vegetables in each emergency food package. For those who may not be sure how to prepare fresh vegetables or healthy and nutritional foods, Mustard Seed's Nutrition Educator helps provide fast, fun, and fresh ways to prepare delicious and nutritious meals using the contents of the emergency food package, including the seasonally fresh vegetables and fruits available. The 3 most basic needs of any of us are food, shelter, and clothing. So in addition to the food pantry and summer food programs, Mustard Seed also assists individuals with shelter as much as possible. Assistance with shelter covers a broad scope of activities and programs at Mustard Seed, including helping to cover the rent or utilities when illness, the closing of a business, or something unexpected has thrown us off our budget. It might be helping get a young mom started in an apartment with pots and pans, dishes, a bed, table, or lamps, and it might be helping that same young mom keep her baby warm, safe, and dry through our Diaper Program, which provides a slightly different kind of shelter for the tiniest of St. Lucie County residents. Donors to Mustard Seed have always been very generous when it comes to our thrift stores, which help us fund the 17 different programs and services we provide. So when there's a need for clothing for either work, school, or life, Mustard Seed's Clothing Assistance Program helps keep St. Lucie residents covered. Literally. Whether it's an outfit for a job interview or clean, functional clothing for everyday wear, that little mustard seed of faith can provide great, big results. But what if you nailed that interview and got the job, but because you've been out of work for a few weeks, there just isn't anything left to cover the cost of gas to get you to and from work until that first paycheck comes along? Have faith. Faith at least the size of a mustard seed, that is. At Mustard Seed Ministries, we understand that you're trying really hard, and once in a while, we could all use a hand up instead of a hand out. If you meet with our caring professionals, we'll try to arrange to cover the cost of fuel to get you back and forth to work until you can cover that on your own. And if there's no transportation available, we'll help you get to work or school through our Bus Pass program to make sure you can get to your job on time and ready to show the world what you can do when someone just shows a little faith in you. For some, the problem is medical, and while Mustard Seed is not a healthcare provider on its own, the organization has always been a tremendous resource for the community, helping match individuals with healthcare providers, assisting with procuring insurance whenever possible, locating free and low-cost resources for medical, dental, and mental health care services, services, and even providing assistance for life-saving medications through its prescription assistance program. Knowing that just helping individuals find health care and acquire medical assistance and prescriptions is simply not enough, Mustard Seed also provides health and nutrition education programs on-site, free, and open to the public in addition to those who access Mustard Seed's programs and services. Along with nutrition education, how to manage that recent diagnosis of diabetes or high blood pressure are things we can help with. At Mustard Seed, we have IRS-trained volunteer income tax assistants, too, to help you legally and efficiently file your federal income taxes. We help you make sure you claim the right number of dependents and have access to your federal income tax refund. Sometimes it's a fresh start that's what's called for in life, and at Mustard Seed, we understand that sometimes you'll bloom if you're safely planted in another location where you have a strong support system and room to sprout and grow. If that's the case, while we're sad to see you leave, perhaps we can help you cover the cost of a bus ticket to help get you back home to your family, your support system, and that new future that awaits you in another space. If so, we're glad we can help. Speaking of gratitude, you may already know that for the last 27 years, Mustard Seed has been the lead agency in St. Lucie County's phenomenal Community Thanksgiving Feast, a giant outdoor Thanksgiving dinner that is free and open to everyone in the community. Rich or poor, young or old, religious or not, we all know the importance of community and gratitude, and once a year, we celebrate both in one great, big, ginormous community feast of Thanksgiving, created, staffed, and enjoyed by everyone. It may be the one thing you think of when you think of Mustard Seed Ministries, but now that you've heard our story, we hope it's not all you'll think of when you see our logo and hear our name. Just like the little seed who knew it was destined for something special, the small group of churches who gathered in 1986 to share their time, talents, and treasure knew that it only takes faith the size of a tiny mustard seed, along with a little rain, sunshine, and good old-fashioned caring to break through the tough times and provide some pretty amazing results. We hope you'll have a little faith in us at Mustard Seed and keep continuing to believe in the power of community. Together, we can help St. Lucie County break through and bloom bright, strong, and hopeful.